Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Women Having Conversations.
Hello,
Hello,
everybody.
hello,
It's good.
everyone.
So,
Yes.
Ursines in her beautiful farm with the lovely light behind her. Nice to
Yes.
see you, my friend. And Kukuwa is in Africa. I'm so honored to have you with us so far away. Thank you. So, we're going to have a conversation today about eating out. We all have, well, this threesome has a very set of particular ways that we eat that have been derived from experience, um, physicians' visits, whatever the case may be. I myself, as I have, I've done the Peter Diadamo Eat Right for Your Blood Type diet, and that is the one that I continue to go back to. It changed my life. It gave me back 5 cheeses that I could eat, it makes me very happy. And of course, I run the Organic and Natural Health Trade Association, which means, yeah, I haven't been in a fast food restaurant in 20 something years. But that doesn't mean that I don't travel on planes, that I don't drive across the country with my daughter to Colorado, and that I don't have to go home to Missouri where, organic and natural is just seriously not as important as it is to me. So I want to talk about our challenges that we face by going out into the world and how we deal with it. Um, I just got back from Vegas for a big supply chain event. And I got to try and make that visit really short because I'm just not a big fan of Vegas. But there they have amazing restaurants, so you get lots of choices, and I don't have to eat, junk. But what I do a lot of, just to sort of set the stage, is I travel with food. So when I get on a plane, I've got nuts, I've got, you know, really good protein bars. Um, and I just sort of, and I've got fruit, dried fruits, I'm trying to pack all this protein into my world because, now it's all protein, protein all the time. So I'm curious to know, like, I did a trip. I'll just say this real quick. So my daughter decided to go to school in Ohio. Not really sure why, because, she was never a big fan of the Midwest where I came from. And as we were traveling to Ohio, you can't go the whole way without stopping to use a bathroom or eating, right? And so we would go into things like, I don't know, like Bob's whatever. I shouldn't like use any names, I suppose. And the menu would be like, she's a vegetarian. And so there would be nothing vegetarian on the menu. And she'd go, well, okay, green beans. And no, it's cooked in chicken broth. And for me, it was like everything was like processed or it had, you know, just tons of butter, cheese, milk, like we're talking like mashed potatoes and gravy. And it was just horrific to try and eat. So I'm intrigued to see how you guys survive on the road and what your favorite eating habits are that drive people crazy.
Mhm. Well, I tell you what, I'm always on a plane flying somewhere because, we curate trips to Africa, but I sometimes have to go through Europe or maybe Middle East, and the airlines are sometimes it's not the best food. We all know that. But I'm not going to mention any names here. I'm not promoting anybody or which airline. But sometimes I do travel first class. That's when it's a treat because they do give you the nuts you were talking about. They do give you fresh fruits and very nice selection when you're in first class. And of course, business somewhat. But when you're economy, you're like everybody else, of course, and you're not really fed very well. That's when my nuts come in and my mixtures of whatever I brought with me comes in. I always ask for a big bottle of water. If I can go through TSA, global entry, and get the water, I take it with me. So that way, because some airlines don't give you a whole lot, just that you can ask for it, but you need water because
Good
the
point.
water for me, it flushes me out. It really helps me. Another thing is, I do my best not to eat breads when I travel. I do not like to eat breads at all because number one, I'm gluten free and I don't even know what they've done. how they baked it, what they did with. And it could be that I'm bringing in something new in my gut. And the thing about me is I detox my body. My body is my doctor. And so I listen to my body. It tells me, what did you just put in me? Wait, hey, Kukuwa, what did you do? Oh, no, no, we don't do this. What are you doing?
Right.
Right away, I might end up somewhere I don't want to be. So I definitely listen to my body. But my water is key for me. They do offer um, soft drinks and wine and all of that on the plane. They do, but I don't go for it. I stick to my water because the water I know will definitely refresh my system. And then, of course, I'm everywhere you go in this world, really, be it on the plane, be it on a train, be it even stopping, like Karen said, where you have to stop at some restaurant that's not somewhere you would ever go to. I'm like you, I don't go to fast food places. My children would tell you we don't even stop at fast
Yeah.
food places. But everywhere you go in this world, you're going to find fruits and vegetables. You are. You're going to find fruits and vegetables. It all depends on how they've cooked it. The best thing to do, if you can, my advice is get it raw and fresh. If you can, get the fruits, the banana, the orange, the apple, the tangerine, whatever. And then sometimes if it's cut up fruit, there you go, they've cut it up. But if it's not, then you want the ones with the skin on it so you can peel it off yourself. You're safer, you know. And then again, uh, if it's vegetables, you really want to watch if it's vegetables that are cooked, they have killed all the vitamins in it. So, because they've overcooked it, it's limping, it's not even really walking by then. So, I usually look for a little bit more fresh and raw if possible. For me, that's my go-to. That is really my go-to. I'm not a sweets person, thank God, I'm not. So I don't really look at the sweets at all. I'm more about what is, and that's why I think I like carrying my nuts. Nuts can take you a long way, and nuts never go bad. You can carry it for however long on the trip that you're on. So I'm gonna stop here, but that's my
So,
that's my
and it's interesting because I agree with you, like with water and everything else. I
yeah.
have my guilty indulgence on American Airlines, which is the airlines I fly all the time, slave to, which is the Biscoff, and I'm gluten free as well. And for whatever reason, I let myself
The
have that.
Biscoff calling your name.
It's just like, and you can buy that stuff in the store and make cookies out of it
Yes,
holidays, and it's like I don't know,
yes,
it's just one of those weird things. But
I
I get
know.
a little, I get a little creeped out even with raw vegetables because, and Ursine, you'll relate, with a regenerative and organic farm.
Yeah.
All the stuff that we eat, packaged or raw, is like come
Yeah,
from farming practices that are, they're laden with pesticides. We're always talking about glyphosate and how that, like, it has all these horrible impacts on your body and your health. So I'm kind of curious or seeing, like, you like I are like more attuned to that than many of
yeah,
our listeners, I'm
yeah.
sure. So how do you proceed when you're like traveling with that issue?
Wow.
But then
I
before a scene starts, I'm just saying you don't have much of a choice
You
when
don't.
you're traveling. So you've
You
got to
don't.
at least get the fruits and vegetables rather than nothing.
True.
Yeah,
True.
yeah,
well, for me, being a regenerate farmer and knowing and all the research that I've had, and I almost lost my life to chemical poison. So I cannot have any chemicals put back into my body. I'm going to instantly have a reaction. So it's really difficult for me. So I truly, truly have to take all my food. Even sometimes when I'm with the group and I go to restaurants, I make sure I take my food to the restaurant, and I would try to eat some things in the restaurant. If there's nothing in the restaurant that I can eat, I kindly tell them I brought my own food, but they mind, and most people don't mind. I do ask them what they have in certain food, what type of oils are you using, are your food organic? That's really, really crucial for me. I will not knowingly put anything in my body that wasn't organic. And for me, honestly, I just don't compromise with it. I'll sit there and not be a little hungry and not eat rather than compromise, but I'm real extreme with food. I live on a farm, grow mostly all my own food, um, chemical free. So I even let people know in the restaurant. For me, it would have to be organic. If not, I'm gonna have it. I'm gonna have my food with me.
I
I'm gonna
love that. I
carefully.
mean, yeah, I mean, that's so important because you really are, you've suffered from health
Yeah,
issues, and
right.
there are a lot of people like that. I mean, and
Yeah,
I think that's driven a lot of the home cooking that started up. And, I cook all the time, just constantly,
yes.
which means I usually have leftovers available to get on a plane. But, so
Oh,
I feel you. I mean, especially if you've had that kind of health experience, you just
Yeah.
can't take any chances. I mean, you're not going to eat Biscoff.
Uh-huh. And I'm like, Kuku, it's your body, so you have to get to know your body. I've always had digestive issues. And honestly, I just in the past 2 years got them totally straightened out. So I'm gluten free too. So I haven't had bread forever. Fast food, forget it. I haven't been in there since I was in my 30s, at least 35. So, and eating clean, really, really clean. I had a really great friend to tell me when I got sick one time eating something. She said, "What have happened to you? You're eating so clean till when you get away from it, it tend to make you sick." So I have to really be careful. And I know a lot of people are not like me, but I know you can do it. You could package your own food and take it with you, whatever you have to do to make it okay for you, rather than just totally bother the person in the restaurant, make them feel really bad, right?
True. Yeah.
And for me, for restaurants, honestly, places that I can eat is in California because they have a lot of organic restaurants there. And I just choose the restaurant that are organic when I travel.
so I have to say, I agree with both of you, but you don't travel like I do.
Right.
I'm on a plane all the time. I really am on a plane all the time. And I'm not on a plane to domestic 2, 3 hours, even California,
Wow.
6 hours. No, I'm not. I'm on a plane. The last trip I just did to come here, 14 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm on sometimes 16 hours, 18 if I want to go to South Africa and
Wow.
East Africa. So I'm on a plane a long time. So I have made it work for me. You understand? I
Yes.
also, my body, as I told both of you, is my doctor. And I listen. And what I do, wherever I'm going to, when I get there, I detox my body. I detox my body because I cannot not eat for 14 hours. I cannot not eat for 16 hours and 18
Right.
hours and on and on and on. I cannot. And I cannot be picky to the point where I'm saying, you know what, hey, I'm vegetarian, I'm vegan, I'm gluten free, I'm all of the above. So guess
Yeah.
what? I'm sitting here and let's go 16 hours, 18. That's ridiculous, really. So when you're in the job I'm in, you've got to eat something and you've got to figure it out for
Yeah.
you. You ladies don't travel like I do for work. And so you can say, yeah, I'm just going to Cali. I'm just going to Vegas. I'm just going here. And yes, you can take your food and it works. But
Yep.
Yeah.
when you're dealing with, I'm going to Timbuktu, I'm going to,
Literally.
hey, you cannot play those games. You've got to eat, because by the time you get there, you have a huge hole in your stomach and you figure it out. And then you
So,
can't even land and do what you came to do because you have to worry about that, you
right.
know. So
So
that's all
Kakua,
my
I'm gonna need your help when I start all this traveling I want to do.
Oh,
I'm
no
exactly.
gonna need,
kidding,
I'm gonna
right?
need,
Exactly.
I'm gonna need you to
Yes.
coach me through it. Okay. You're gonna have to
Yes.
coach me, right?
Well,
Yes.
I'm gonna
I
need
Yes.
I
your
do
help.
think, I mean, I do think that the really interesting thing about this is that mine is a preference. I know my health issues are triggered by dairy and wheat, so I
Mhm.
can avoid those no matter what,
Right.
right?
Right.
Yeah.
Kukua's
Right.
got hers, but
I'm the
Ursine, you're
same.
in,
I'm the
yeah,
same. Dairy and wheat.
dairy, yeah, except for my
Mhm.
5 cheeses. And I'm serious, it works. He's a man's a genius. And
Wow.
and Orsino, is not it's not uncommon anymore where people have gotten to a point where they've become so ill, they've figured out how to work their way back into health, and they
Yeah.
do really have these limitations. And I think more and more we see this, especially with young women who have,
Yeah.
like, gone through health challenges and have, they've worked it out much earlier and faster than we all did, which applause. So I
Yeah.
think that I'm seeing that restaurants, not maybe airlines, international, I would know because I don't travel internationally really, but I think that over time and the more we talk about it, the better people will be in terms of offering these options because it's making people sick.
Yes.
Yeah,
Making people
yeah.
sick.
No, it is. It really is. But I think that you have to also, I'm glad the three of us are talking about it because we're all talking about a different lifestyle, you
Yes.
Yep.
know, and how we implement our eating habits into it. Karen did a road trip all the way with her daughter, and they stopped certain places, and even when they did, you went to Cali, from East Coast to Cali, that's doable, but you took your food, it can be done.
Yes.
But when I'm talking about people who are traveling the world like I am, you have no other choice but to figure it out somehow.
Yes.
So I think that whenever we have travelers who are traveling to Africa, because that's what we do, we curate trips to Africa,
Hmm.
they'll ask me, how do I manage this? Because I'm vegan, I'm this, I'm that, or
Yeah.
whatever the thing is. And you help them to,
Yeah.
to figure it
Excellent.
out on that long trip to get there. And when they get here, it is not a problem because we do have vegan restaurants and vegetarian restaurants. And we do have a form you fill out that tells us that you cannot absolutely have wheat, gluten, or you cannot absolutely have dairy. We have all that because you're in the country, we can help you. But
Yes.
on the road, on the way to the country, it's always the biggie. Yeah.
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 And more vegetarians and vegans all the time,
Yeah.
and entire cultures built on that way of eating. So it's like we're behind in the United States. We created fast food thinking that was going to
Yeah.
improve lives when in fact it's just made a whole lot of people sick. So and then there are also, people who are vegetarian who are really crappy vegetarians and only eat processed.
Right.
Not that I would know any of those, but I do. And judgment around food has always been such a, it's all the not just ethical issues, but religious issues. I mean, food is
Yeah.
a real trigger for people. So
It
as
is.
much as we can help people figure out how to do these things the way they want to do them and still be healthy, I think, we're offering a service that, everybody is really interested in.
Yeah,
I
I
think this is
think
a
so.
great issue for us.
I think so. And I like all three versions. I love all three versions.
I do
I
too.
think that we're helping people out there. They listen to what we have to share. Hmm.
And there's supplements that help with all this. We're not going to get in that
Yeah.
today, but we're all sort of in the supplement world. Let's be honest about it. So, in additional stories we'll be able to tell, the value of that. In the meantime, I think the value of travel might next be one of our next conversations because clearly we all are doing it. Some
Yes.
more than others. Kukuwa.
I have a friend who's a flight attendant, and she said, Kukuwa, I think you're the flight attendant, not me. You're always on a flight going somewhere, girl. You've got the ticket.
Yeah, you make me feel much better about my travel schedule, I got to tell you.
Me too. Absolutely. For me, she makes me feel great that I sit here on this farm, and go only when I have to go, right?
Listen, I can't wait to take the two of you and your families or loved ones to Africa with us. Ooh,
Wow, I
wait.
can't wait to go.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I've been wanting to do it for a long time. In the meantime, I think we're going to get a chance to see you in Africa in action on the show, and I'm really excited of seeing whatever little snippets that we can get of what you
Yes.
do over there, and just encourage us all to like start saving our pennies so we can make sure that happens.
All right.
All right, my
Yeah.
dears.
Looking
All
forward to
right.
it.
Love you to death, ladies.
Thank
Love
you. It's
you.
Well,
been great as always.
eat well, my friend.
Beautiful.
Enjoy.
I shall.
Thanks, and see you next time.
Bye,
Thank
ladies.
you. Bye, ladies.
Bye.
Karen, I want you to say something like, "Hey, we want to hear from you. Give us uh,
Yeah.
send us an email."
Do we have an email address?
Oh shit! Never mind. You can't do
No,
it.
I can do it. I can set it up.
You can set it up.
So
Do an info. Do
I'll
an
set it
info.
up. Like all I have to do is say, hey, so anybody that has questions or topics they want to hear about, please send us an email. Just email us at info@womenhavingconversations.com.
That'll be
That's
good.
it.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
And
Got to go
Love
create that, put it on my list of things to do.